Great job. I don't believe I parked it there. You know, like a Studebaker.
Yeah, they do. They look very much like a Studebaker.
How you doing? Quite well.
27 miles an hour, and a cruising range of about 72 miles. The driver manipulates the automobile. It's called a curve dash because of the rather graceful sweep at the front end. These are very popular. About 22,000 of these are built in their production run. The body is certainly carriage-like in appearance because they believe that the body shape resembles the flower. Yes, and if you compare that 06 Cadillac to this 06, I think you get another interesting comparison of automobiles, the 10 Sears to the 10 Mercer. Same year, certainly different car. Mercer appeals to the more urban American tastes. It's built in a brewery in Trenton, New Jersey. And on the front of the Franklin is pretty useless. Franklin is forced to add the grill partly by public opinion. People assume if you have an automobile, you must have a radiator on the front. So in order to soothe public fears, Franklin adds the grill. We've known it essentially does not. And in 1908, American underslung. So called an underslung because the springs are mounted under the axles instead of on top, which enables American to take a body which would have been about up here and lower the body between the two fenders and achieve a more stylish profile. The idea does work. If you compare the height of the fenders to the body, you can see there is a few inches in difference, partly because of the truly massive tires that support this automobile. And you can also note the mother-in-law seat in the rear of the American. We believe it was so named because any instructions coming from that seat would have been blown backward by it. The legendary name here, Stutz Bearcat. This is the Series A Bearcat of 1912. Another deceptive automobile in a lot of ways. The total body weight sitting before you right now is well in excess of 4,000 pounds, although the car does not look. It's also pretty deceptive in speed. In fact, the first Stutz is taken directly from the production line and shipped across town to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the 1911 running of the 500. It does quite well. Finishes the race in about 7.5 hours and finishes 11th in a field of 4. In the early automobiles, it's a two-man operation to drive the car. There's enough dials and gauges that you saw for the Mercedes that you would be kept quite busy helping the chauffeur. Remember, that car's going to be going like this down the road as well, as swaying alarmingly from side to side as it hits all the ruts and bumps on the road. So the footman's main job when the car's in operation is to assist the chauffeur in operating the car, to change tires. World War I, and go to France for 2 automobiles, both of them of racing heritage. This is a Ballot, this is Fenders. Wild French Fenders, which are actually functional. This is early aerodynamics at work. The fender is designed in such a way that any air being trapped under the colors that you see are examples of colors that would have been available for you as original colors. Remember, in this gallery and in the museum in general, the cars in here are really on the upper end. This is another limo. This one owned by the radio millionaire from Philadelphia, at work. He takes this twin 6-Packard engine and Packard chassis. It has the body hand-built 28 Packards, and this is the original color of the car, and that's not our responsibility. The original color goes with the original owner. Original owner of the car, Clark Gable. You can get away with these kind of colors. Gable becomes something of a car collector in his own right, and most of these defects somewhere either underneath or on top. These will hold down the rear view. Also strapped to the tire for the brakes. It's an operation shaped tire. This is a 19 of the car, and by doing so, lower the body of the automobile closer to the ground and achieve again that stylish profile that we talked about earlier. The idea does work. If you compare the height of the cord to the Chrysler, you can see it is about a foot long. The year is also of interest here, 1929. With the stock market crash, Ford is going to be one of those car companies that has to struggle to stay afloat. Yeah, that goes up.
I'm not sure.
I suppose if you give Lincoln the luxury market, it must be Cadillac the high performance market. Leather flaps across the base will keep the backseat passenger dry. The idea works negligibly well, even with the Cypher. Before we begin to wax romantically about the golden age of automotive motoring, I had a woman come through about a month ago who had her nose broken by one of these accordion windows. She was seated in the car was caught by a gust of wind on the side, and the windows slammed shut. Those cars. Also, a lot of people like the cord and its lines, but the cord's top is strictly a 90-degree angle. I think you have a little more workmanship in evidence. And then end your wheel. If you have a good memory, try to remember these German lines when you see them repeated upstairs in the Mercedes and going upstairs. This is an Auburn from 1930 showroom, so you can see the lower prices on the other Auburn. But oddly enough, after Auburn goes out of business, this road becomes your hallmark automobile. Supercharged engine. By supercharging a car's engine, you increase its horsepower performance anywhere from 30 to 40%. That front-wheel drive still does. A supercharged engine like the Auburn. But Ford's view of aerodynamics incorporates the one headlight. In fact, the crank for the other headlight is on the other side of the car. Fords are known as coffin nose cars because of the coffin-shaped hoods, which do look a little menacing. Same selection looks on the whole. Their customer luxury cars upstairs. This is a K6 Cabriolet. The K6 on the front tag indicates that this is a 6-cylinder supercharged engine. That's really more for aerodynamics than anything. It will act as a buffer in the channel gear underneath the car or right on the lower part of the car. It's thermostatically controlled. Rolls-Royce has the same terms. Better own a gas station for this car. In fact, the buying public quickly finds out that they can afford to buy a car. I mean, most of them cannot afford to buy it. The V16 is very expensive to maintain and operate. This is a latter period V16 Cadillac. We've also exposed an earlier V16 Cadillac engine for you upstairs, so you can contract it for it. Two of my personal favorites coming up. This is a Lagonda from 1939. An English automobile, although the name does not sound British. The reason is the company is owned by an American who names the company for a stream which flows through his Ohio hometown. Certainly British lines. In fact, Bentley designed the chassis of this automobile and essentially calls it its finest work. And Americanized Jag from 1948, steering wheel on the left. And since we looked at the woodwork on the Ford, I always thought they would use some other cars. You go up and take a look at the wall. Gallery. When I go upstairs, there's enough Rolls-Royces up there. Since you get me upstairs, you get my opinion. Most people can say they can tell I'm sorry, I like it. This is Daimler from 1954. If you remember Lady Nora Docker from that one, this is her personal limousine. She calls her Stardust limousine because of the stars on the side. Lady Nora likes to conduct picnics and garden parties out of her automobile. So, backseat, we have a full bar of little liquid. The picnic tables open up out of the backseat and both open to his and hers cosmetics. To give you an idea of the personality of the woman you're dealing with, she's one of the few people that I've ever heard of to be expelled from the Principality of Monaco. They're usually pretty good-natured folks. She is not invited to the baptism of one of the Rainier children, and in order to protest that, she burns the flag of Monaco out in front of the palace. The Rainiers tell her to get aboard her yacht and never return. This is also a Daimler. monthly received by the subjects, we mothers are. And the roof line is built up to royal family specifications, so the gentleman, when seated in the car, will be able to remain with their top hats full. Oh, truly top of the line price tag for 1958. $13,000 in 1958. You can purchase your house. And 5 racing automobiles really ended up in this gallery for us. This is a 1984 Indianapolis Lola driven by Mario Andretti, before Cosmo mentioned. 1975 McLaren driven by Johnny Rutherford with an Auction House engine. This one wins the 76 Indy 500 after about 200 miles. The rest of the race is laid out. We have been accused of improperly installing the gauges. If you go up and look inside, you can see that the gauges are crooked and actually almost upside down. There's a reason. The driver goes down the back straight of Indianapolis at 220 miles an hour and does not have time to read gauges. So they're installed in such a manner that when the car is running normally, all the needles will stand straight up. And when you just glances across the panel, any needle does not the upright phenomenon. 2 25-gallon gas tanks contained in the tail of that car, which would make overtaking that automobile become something of an adventure. And I would like to thank you for your visit to this gallery. Since I'll be your guide upstairs, I won't sign off here. If you'd like to go out and sit down, you're more than welcome. You've been on your feet for an hour now, so you've earned some sit-down time. I've earned some voice rest time, so in about 5 minutes I'll take you upstairs and we'll continue up. Sure. Oh, yeah. Good. Thanks. In fact, let me explain what you probably already got the gist of the gallery. This is chronologically arranged. So where you joined us, if you want to go over what you missed, just turn down here, around the corner, and down the back, and that'll bring you back. This is a 500K model. The K stands for the German word curves, short. Mercedes short chassis. They do very well in the racing circuit with this, not just particular body stuff. 6 of these are built by Henri Leverdet. Excuse me, Josh Southwick. Josh Southwick makes the body of this. He makes 6 of these. One of them goes to Al Jolson, who reportedly pays $28,000 for the automobile. Instead of the chrome touches, he gets his with gold. Here's, again, an interesting touch with the backseat occupant. Once you sit in the backseat, you pull this windshield back over top and you will lock it in place. Top speed, 125 miles an hour. Brakes, terrible. It is not atypical for a Mercedes of this time with a speed of 40 miles an hour to take you well over 150 feet to bring this car to a stop. This is one of the early death traps. But I've got to go, I guess. '31 Chrysler, body by the. And one of the few racing automobiles up in this gallery, this car is a Ferrari. Type 166. To give you an idea, you really left the bargain basement downstairs in the museum. This little car is worth about $1.5 million. Although it's pretty unassuming. The Type 166 Ferrari is Ferrari's first street model automobile. I noticed this one yesterday. It looks kind of ominous with the black hangings and the black ones. Actually, this was closed off from view while we were having the work done, and it's never going to take perfectly up. 1939. Wilhelm Maybach is probably best remembered to us by his work on aircraft engines and Zeppelins. His son Carl has no interest in life. Remember Hispano Suiza from downstairs. This is a J12 Hispano. They are most known for the J12 series. That's their hallmark series.
Yeah, German silver.
Full cow, which means we have 2 separate compartments cut by a body line. The hood ornament for Hispano, which probably knows downstairs, is the flying stork. Hispano gets that symbol from the fact that during the First World War, they built fighter planes, spotted Newport. This is a Rolls Royce Phantom 1. That may not mean a whole lot to anybody in my high school. Phantom 1, for some reason, doesn't go. In 1915, Rolls-Royce Silver Nose managed to top speed 78.4 miles an hour and flying wild for was graceful. 10 years later, 1921. Well, when you talk about $15 million for one of those, it's just,
Wow.
I tend to think some of our cars are upright. But the skaters do not skate on the flat of the blade, but up on one edge to give them more precise control. Same thing happens here with this, although you will tend to blow through sets of tires trying to ride the foot. And the 1947 Delegate Roadster, belonging here for a year. After a year, playing straight automobile in the 40s. Some interesting ideas on this Delegate. Again, big, fun, shaped fenders, 18 headlights. And remember, Delegates have to have pretty heavy venting on the edge because of the racing characteristics of the motors. So that's why I like to go gas and grill. Dorsal fin coming out of the back. This again is Bugatti. This is they call this the profile group, the simple of the profile. It's a great issue on the front there. Again, Spartan Racing interior. Now you can sort of picture of it. You can actually see the sheep walking around this. This is an Azada Fraschini again. Heavy use of purple. I do note the purple leather interior as well. It's about 3 years to build, and he died about 6 weeks prior to building. Back, we'll open up the back door, and by throwing the latch,